Okay, let's go to the next part. The next part is the lecture itself for today. We're going to talk about the t-test, ANOVA and proportionate test. Why are we giving this lecture? Because you all have to do the exercise. PS2. So you all have to go back and do the practical exercise. There are various types of t-test. We have one sample t-test, we have two sample t-tests, we have independent t-test, we have student t-test, we have pet t-test. The first part I'm going to teach you is about students t-test. The other name for students t-test is independent t-test or comparison of two mean test. Comparison of two means test. Why I use that phrase? Because under the new version of Stata, they call it comparison of two means test. Doctor, who is student, doctor? Who is student? Sorry, it is not you all. Student is a pseudonym belonging to William Seeley Gosset. So William Seeley Gosset is a statistician who was working with Guinness Breweries. You know Guinness Stout? Guinness Stout. During my time, Guinness Stout got advertisement on TV. But the advertisement is only in two languages, Tamil and Chinese, Mandarin. But of course, somehow I pick up the Tamil one lah. Guinness Stout, anggal lagi, nallade. The problem with Guinness breweries, they have a lot of trade secret. So if they have a lot of trade secret, if somebody publishes somewhere, they might end up leaking the company's trade secrets, and other people knows why the Guinness breweries, the beer is very good. So they come up with a rule: nobody can publish anything. And William Seeley Gosset is a statistician. He needs to publish papers, and he cannot publish because of that. So he came out with a pseudonym by the name of Student. So way back in 1908, he wrote a paper on how to compare two means, and he published it in the journal Biometrica. The title of the paper was The Probable Error of Mean, and with the pseudonym of Student. And he continues to publish under his pseudonym for many years to come until he died. Okay, and it was a very well kept secret that William Seeley Gosset is really Student. So nobody else knows about this. And when he died, they wanted to come up with a book of all his publications. So they approached Guinness Breweries, asking Guinness to sponsor the works of their former staff. Guinness Breweries was shocked. What? He published? Because apparently there was the rule there. They don't allow people to publish. So that's the story why the name is Student. So because it is pseudonym, and the publication was Student. Okay, so what is the role of what is the importance of this test? For example, you got two groups. You want to see which group better. Okay. For example, you got pregnant mothers. Pregnant mothers, they always got problem with HB. Betul tak? Why? Because their blood is taken up by the Dracula, by the parasite inside their womb. So the parasite, the Dracula, is taking all her blood, so she got very little blood for herself. Okay, so what do? We give them hematinics. So problem with the girls, they don't like hematinics. Tastes like shit. Looks like shit also. So let's say have a clinical trial. We have the hematinics, the standard treatment, and then we have the beautiful drug, the red color one. What do you call it? Combivan. Huh? Obimin. The red color. So we have the clinical trial. Treatment group given Obimin. Control group given hematinics, the ferrous fumarate, that ugly looking thing. So you want to see whether which one got better HB, those given the Obimin or those given the ferrous fumarate. Then we do this test. We do the students T test. Why? Because we are measuring the hemoglobin level, which is quantitative data. And then we have the two groups, those given the treatment and those given the control. So other examples of student t-test, we have example people who are hypertensive and those who are normotensive. Is it really related to their cholesterol level? Okay. We have done so many studies. It indicate it got nothing to do with your cholesterol level. It turned out it got more to do with the BMI and your age. The older you are, the more hardened your arteries are, the more likely your BP to be higher. The older you are, the higher is your BMI, the more likely you to be hypertensive. Or you have patients who are given fluoxetine and sertraline. Fluoxetine is Prozac, sertraline is Zoloft. Okay, who are these patients? People like you who are depressed. We have Hamdi score, Hamdi continuous data. Uh, Hamdi is a Hamilton depression score. So these people are depressed. So when they're depressed, you give them medication. What you can give? You can give Prozac and or Zoloft. So which one is better, Prozac or Zoloft? Okay, so you do the t-test. So you can compare after 6 weeks of fluoxetine and sertraline, which one is better. So it shows that Prozac and Zoloft has got equal effect of on the patient's HAMA score after 6 weeks of treatment. So no difference. They are one and the same. So before you do a t-test, you must make sure the data is normally distributed. You already covered that 2 weeks back. Okay. Then you have to ensure that the population variances are equal. We will show later how you test for equality of variance. Then the other thing is, in terms of design, the two groups are separate from one another. For example, you're comparing the BP level, the cholesterol level of those who are hypertensive and those who are not hypertensive. So they are really two separate groups. So for students t-test, you need the two groups to be independent of each other. Okay. So what do you need test you to do? Only this one. Ignore this one. And whenever we give you sample size, when we give you data set, they are never small. They are all big. Okay. Our sample for exam all 100 only. Nothing less than 100. Okay. So please take note of that. So always use this formula. For your exercise, only use this formula. This one only for to complete the lecture. Okay. Let's go and do the first exercise. This data came from the study done in 1992. So these are the results from the study. So please take note of the result. So we are trying to see whether the cholesterol level is the same or different between the hypertensive patient and the normal patient. Okay. So please take note that these are using the unit milligram percent. They're not using micromole per liter. So the unit is different. That's why the value is so different. Okay. So you're looking here. So you look here. Hypertensive 214. Normal 100 is got different or not? Okay. To decide whether got different or not, you minus the value. So 214 minus 184. Just make it easy. Dia 22 lah. Okay. Okay, here they saying that what is the analysis? No difference of cholesterol level between those who are hypertensive and normal patient. Okay. So remember, the aim of the study is to see whether there is a significant difference or not between the two groups. What is the level? What is the sample size? Sample size 100. So we should be using the first formula. Settle. So this is a formula. So the 214 minus 182. Okay. Then you calculate. You get the formula. Doctor, why your calculation so weird? Why got power of 0.5? I'm just trying to do a square root, so I just do power of 0.5. Same results. Okay, so you got the t value. T value is 4.137. Level of the degree of freedom is 98. How do you know? N1 plus N2 minus 2, you got 98. So now we are going to refer to the normal distribution table. Remember the day we had this lecture? So we had this lecture. I said telling you to look at the normal distribution table. Okay. 3.99 is lesser than 4.137. Am I right? Okay. For the 3.99, the p-value is 0.00006. So the okay. So the p-value for this one, because this one is so big, okay, it become lesser than this. Lesser. So therefore this one become lesser than, here p equals, so this one p lesser than 0.0006. Okay. That is table A1. Now let's go to table A3. For table A3, you have to look at the degree of freedom. Okay. For the table A3, we don't have the degree of freedom 98. We have the degree of freedom of 60. So you look at 60 here. Okay. Now you work backwards. I have 4.137. The area under this one are all the p-value. Okay. Sorry. The area under this one are all the t value. The area under this one are all the t value. So which is the t value that is the closest to yours? Your one is 4.137. Got 4.137 here. It is larger than 3.46. So if 3.46, the p-value is 0.001. Therefore, if it is 4.137, the p-value must be less than 0.001. Okay? Okay? So because we know the lesser t got this kind of values. So doctor, how to decide? The best way to remember, if you have a large sample size, larger than 120, the cutoff point is 1.96. The cutoff point is 1.96. If your t value is 1.96, significant difference. If your t value smaller than 1.96, no difference. Okay. You remember back 2 weeks back when we were teaching, I asked you to memorize the 1.96. Because why 1.96? 1.96 is where the line closes the 95% CI. What is important? Your p-value is less than 0.05. Why? Because that is our level of significance that we set. We want only up to 0.05. So null hypothesis is rejected. Null saying no difference. So now you see that there is a difference. Okay, there is a significant difference of cholesterol level between hypertensive and normal patient. Who got higher? Hypertensive patient have a significantly higher cholesterol level at 215 compared to normal patient at 182.